Hey, I'm going to write a minuet. Every time I finish a piece, I think, damn, that would have been interesting to chronicle the composition process and how it came together and all that. But I'm at the end and it's impossible to get back into the mindset of before. Well, here I am, the start of a piece. I'll be using Bach's Minuet in G from Anna's notebook as a guide. The form of it is really good, so it's a good basis to copy, take inspiration from. Day 1. A melodic figure kind of popped into my head at work when I wasn't near the piano. So I wrote a pen and paper, with no instrument, for the first time in a long time. Good practice, maybe. I tried to keep Bach in mind, and I had a little screenshot on my phone with the balance and the elements, the contrast between the right and left hand, eighth notes versus quarter notes, etc. Written in E minor, the guitarist of all keys, and 4/4, the guitarist of all... wait... Writing a prelude. Let's see how it sounds. So that's the first listen of the first draft. I said a few problems while listening, but what's the bigger main problem, do you think? Think for a sec. You got it? Yes, exactly. It's not any good. It's pretty bad, actually. It's been a long while since I wrote with a pen and paper and no instrument, and getting to the piano all happy and hopeful and hearing this was a bit of a rude awakening. Most of that is not what I was going for, which hopefully is self-evident. Day 2. Kaizen is the Japanese idea that a few small improvements can make a big difference. Following this philosophy, I've changed around a few bits in the hope that it will sound less like crap. The repeated bad notes are now descending. The bass going down has been put up an octave, taken out those mad jumps there, fixed up the cadence, put a suspension into the second half to mix up the squareness, extended the eighth notes. Again suspended here, a bit less square. I do like the suspension here now. It's harsh, but that's okay. And it doesn't pump the brakes like the first time. Last cadence still needs more work, but that's a lot more respectable. It's still not great, but it's not literally demoralizing to listen to, like the first day, so that's good. Time to start the B section. Went for the pretty standard chord progression, 6, 2, 5, 1, 4, 4 minor, 5, 5, no, root 5, 1, and it worked out pretty okay, I think. I'm joking, I had to practice that a few times. In the back you can see there's this kind of sequence thing here, so I'm going to do the same. This 3/2 is similar to Mussorgsky's Meditation, which I posted a while ago. And this left hand figure here, and from before, is Ginastera-esque, aka stolen. Right, let's listen. This is a better start and doesn't need as much work, I think. I do like how this continues from before, but there's not enough contrast, and I am, in theory, still writing a minuet, or prelude. So this will be the middle of the middle 8 bars of the B section. That's all for day 2, because I'm tired. Day 3. The changes here are smaller. Changed the bass to quarter, half quarter. Took out the second one of these, although I'm not entirely sure about this one. The cadence at the end has changed. The main theme played once at the end of the B section, and I've started using first and second repeat lines at the end, which of course is completely cheating if you're writing this in this style. The big problem here is that there's no contrasting section. I was racking my brain trying to come up with something, but nothing was happening. So I was listening to Once I Was 7 Years Old and playing the melody. How can I write something similar? Sometimes it helps to break things right down to the core. What is this melody? It's 8th notes descending by step to a dyad thing. First thing that comes to my head, invert all that. 8th notes descending goes to ascending, and by step goes to leaps. So 8th notes ascending with leaps. It's not bad. I recorded it a week or 2 ago during the hour training. Now I have some of the next theme. That's a harsh key change though. Could change it. Nah, you want contrast? You got it. That gets me to the cadence at the start of the B section. Jesus. Same as one with Once I Was 7 Years Old. Break it down. It's possible Bach himself used this method. Look at the theme. Upward movement of leaps. Dyady 2-note thing with the big stretch. Here, downward, stepwise movement, dyady thing with a small stretch. Holy shit. Seriously, I think that might actually be it. Wow, that's kind of scary. Well, maybe. Who knows? Looking at my theme, it's rest, then downwards by step. Change it up. Start on the first beat, upwards by leap. This figure was kind of nice, but kind of straight arpeggio-y. It's amazing what you can do by taking away one note or dotting one note. Think of a triad in very standard form, root, 5th, 3rd over the octave. Totally normal. Offset one note. Iconic music, instantly recognizable by millions of people worldwide. Unfortunately, my theme is not as instantly universally recognizable as Carmen, but it'll do for now because it's late. Kaizen no hi. It's veering off a bit from the Minuet in G, but that's fine. It's hard to write a cadence that sounds okay going into a repeat of A or B, or a repeat of B, or be the end of the piece. I'm rereading this book, Macpherson's Form and Music, highly recommend it. It's surprisingly funny, completely unintentionally, with the author periodically picking fights with composers who he claims have written their own music wrong. It's really quite entertaining. At the end of the book there's this thing called a coda. Let's give that a bash. You may have guessed where this is going. I know. I'm sorry. It just turned into sonata form, but in a weird way, getting to this point like this, you can see why certain forms existed and how useful they were. Like if you're Bach and you need a new cantata every week for life, it helps if there are forms that you know will work. But you can also see what the limits might be for some of them and why they've become less strict over time. Form is definitely neglected as a subject, and I think it's because it's one of the harder things to visualize and experience instantaneously. So, you can play a chord and hear the harmony. Minor. Major. Augmented. You can play 3 chords and hear the progression. You can play a rhythm and hear the beat. These exist as much in a 1-bar example as in practice. A form does not. That was weird, right? Because there was no coda. The cadence was off. Because these things are all amazingly very transferable. Speaking of coda, this is the one that I went with. I wanted the sequence bit to go back into itself, but not drag on for too long. So I added some notes, then put this little flourishy bit, some nice chords for a cadence, and done. That's about it for the piece now. That took a while, but we got there. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. Hello, Kano. Thanks for always getting to the end of my videos. Really appreciate it. Here's the Minuet / Prelude / Sonata, whatever it is. Oh, I need a title. No repeated dissection to keep us all sane. Yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Cheers.